So hi guys, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Gwen and Maro. Maro?
Maro.
This is Gwen and Maro.
You can tell me that.
He is the personification of our company.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
This is Gwen and Jadon from Maro. It's great to meet you guys. And do you want to give a quick intro to who you guys are in the market?
Yeah, so the way that we like to describe ourselves is like Grammarly, but for guiding secure behaviors in the workforce. We've been in cybersecurity for well over 10 years at this point, and a lot of the problems that we've solved have been very oriented around humans and helping them navigate mission-critical security decisions, but they don't always have the real-time support. And so we're really focused on is bringing a lot of expertise directly to the employee in your organization and giving them that real-time security support.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I think a little bit about our backgrounds. We started several companies together before, and every company that we've created has been to support the Security Operations Center. We got really excited about this opportunity to use AI to support the employee, especially now when people are playing around with all these different AI tools, right? I'm sure you're messing around with stuff that you like saw in commercials or like somebody told you about, right? Yeah, OpenClaw. Maro is really there to help guide the secure usage of those tools.
Okay.
So our customers really love us because you can just take a policy, right, the one that you wrote on paper, throw it into Maro, and then our little security buddy is helping make sure that people are following that.
So even if you've got like non-security teams, then non-security teams like using AI tools, it's like helping them navigate like how to
Exactly.
use them?
Exactly. There are two
That's so
aspects of the
cool.
product today, right? There is the portal for the security team to essentially define what policy means to them, because that is the language that they use in order to tell the workforce or try to help the workforce navigate what safe looks like. But then what's often missing in our industry is that employee experience, actively working and navigating and directing them in the moment. So yeah.
Sweet. And so when you've got like because when you've got like the security teams, it does feel like it's maybe a bit of a chore for the other teams to think, oh no, I've done something wrong. So you've got to have like that user experience by the sounds of it to really help with that.
Yeah, I think that's right. We looked at a stat recently that the average like compliance team member spends about 57% of their time just going out and talking to people trying to be like, hey, have you read the policy?
Yeah.
Like, do you know how you're supposed to use this stuff?
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit of a mess right now, and security teams are like inheriting the problem of securing AI, right? That's like a lot of what people are talking about on the show floor. And so we're returning a lot of, I think, the dignity back to the user.
Yeah.
We don't want to like slap people in the face for trying new things. We want them to try new things, but do it with Maro's help, right? To tell them when you're putting, for instance, like sensitive customer data in, and you should not be doing that. But here's what you should be doing instead.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I think the reality is, right, security isn't the employee's like full-time job. Security isn't even, they're not motivated by it. It's not their goal. Getting their job done is their goal, but they still have to operate safely. So like Jadon said, the dignity aspect, or like what we like to call the human agency aspect, giving them the agency to make security decisions if they're supported, is really important to us.
What's the coolest technology you saw this week?
Coolest technology. I think it's a cute, confusing market, right? To be honest, I think there's just like so much like AI security in the market. It's like what's actually going to be useful for CISOs to take away from this week. What's going to reduce that noise in the market for the security teams, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like making sure that people can build trust with the right people, and they're actually building something that's like useful.
Yeah.
And not just slapping AI on their product, right?
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
No, I think that's a really great point. And like, you know, the end state of Maro when you deploy it, right, is it's got a lot of safeguards for the user. Like these are the things you can and can't do with these tools. But with a lot of our customers, we spend months partnering with them first, deploying what is essentially our browser plugin. And all you have to do is put it in and start getting visibility over what people are trying to do with AI, because you don't want to jump to the wrong conclusions. So I really loved your point about like how you could come to RSA and buy like 50 tools, but it doesn't mean that we've strategically figured out how we should be implementing security. And I think one of the reasons our customers love us again is because you can throw a browser plugin out in a day. It's on all the major stores. and then work with a strategic partner like Maro to figure out like what your AI adoption strategy actually should look like. And we'll put on the guardrails later. So I agree with the confusion piece, and we don't want to add to that confusion.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, typically what we hear from security teams, and Jadon, you kind of touched on it earlier too, is there's a lot of paperwork behind what the security team needs to do when it comes to policy, right? And we don't want to add work to the security team's plate. We don't want to add work to the employee's plate. So a lot of what Maro does too is help take away more of that, like I need to go out and interview the users. I need to talk to them. I need to figure out what the strategy is, streamline that through observability first. And then yes, we help define and refine policy over time and which guardrails are the right guardrails to bring in at what time as well.
At what point did you guys, because you've obviously worked together in the past, at what point did you go, this is something the industry needs now. We need to start building this, and we need to turn this into a company. What was that turning point for you guys?
Well, just speaking in terms of timeline, right? It's really, it's honestly been like a 10-year maybe conversation Gwen and I have been having, as well as our other co-founder Jen. But the story starts from like we saw the evolution from you have technologies protecting people, you're putting endpoint agents on everyone's computers, and then we realized, oh, we need people to review all that data, right, and do something about it. When we built several, I think, MDR kind of plays, right?
Security orchestration, automation plays, MDR plays, and a lot of what we were finding in the early days and what through acquisition and building these markets, obviously technology is trying to solve people problems, but what security teams really wanted from us is help them solve security team and employee collaboration problems, which is a very human problem, right? And so, we were, like Jadon said, we've been SOC people building tools for security operations teams for a long time. But the challenge of human risk factors and AI usage is the latest example, and GRC and all of that, is it's far upstream, outside the reach of the SOC. But the SOC is actually an inheriting when bad things happen that don't get prevented. And it's not only clogging their alert pipelines, it could have been prevented, right? So that made us go, aha, is there an opportunity to go upstream and help solve and fix this?
Yeah, so I think the need, we were like, well, how can we do this, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to be people sucking in so much data about our employees, and then the only thing we can do by the time there's a data breach is like fire them, right? We wanted to solve this for a long time, but then I think the technology was right. So, towards the middle of last year, now small language models can run in the browser. That means we can keep your data local. We can build a solution that ultimately honors your privacy while at the same time trying to make sure you know what your company's rules are. So we can build something that, again, returns dignity to the employee. So it's a mix, I think. The technology was ready, but we've been thinking about this problem for a really long time.
That's really cool. And it's good that it's now like the right time, but I think it's the right time in the market, right, as well. So I think what you're building is super, super relevant. In terms of the teams that you work with in these large organizations, you've mentioned GRC, you've mentioned SOC, right? Who are your sort of ICPs in the market? Who are you dealing with as customers?
I'll give an interest. You want to talk about ICP? I'll give an answer about kind of we're in a weird spot right now, right? Because I think everyone here at RSA evaluating tools.
Yeah.
It's unclear who on their teams will implement those tools.
Right.
And I think we feel that as well, right? So sometimes people are like, I love this, but does this go to the GRC team? And I think our answer to that is probably no, even though they're a stakeholder. Does it go to the SOC team? Sometimes yes. And so I think what we're finding is like it needs to come down to somebody who will end up owning, a little more strategically speaking, the conversations with the AI governance committee. We can give you all of this data, and produce reports for you that tell you like, hey, here's all this cool stuff Maro discovered. But that's ultimately a more strategic discussion than it is a tactical one. So to directly answer your question, for our customers that don't have someone on staff, we'll manage that for them. And then we're working with, let's say, the CISO or a technical stakeholder that, again, is really well integrated with the AI governance team. And we're just having strategic discussions about the stuff that we're finding. And we'll go in and change Maro to make sure we're detecting all the data, basically taking the requirements and doing something with it.
Yeah, I think one of the exciting things we hear often is we're very much covering the security of AI usage in your organization. But a lot of what our customers love about Maro and our differentiation is in order for us to even enforce policy and help you understand what good looks like in your organization is we have to classify what business cases or use case value exists in the first place, which doesn't really exist out there. And so we're finding fun things that our customers are doing with Maro. Just filmed another customer case study the other day where he was all about AI productivity as a play as well, where yes, we've secured it, we are managing risk and making sure people are using things accordingly, but I found out only 5% of my workforce are actually using the licenses that we bought. And a subset of that workforce is actually using something that we didn't buy, but they're actually creating revenue generating tools that now I want them to go train the rest of the workforce on. And so, canonically we say we are solving the security and risk use case, but we're finding our customers are doing like actual AI adoption and AI productivity things with us as well.
That's really interesting. But in terms of customer feedback, how important is that for you in innovating and making sure that you're staying on top of like how you can build on what you've done for your customers?
I mean, it's everything. I think our entire founding team, we're all product people. Actually, the three of us are I have a product background, Gwen has a UX background, and then Jen is an engineer and a product person too. So for us, that's the partnership you were talking about earlier.
Pinnacle.
Yeah, the T-shaped thing.
Yeah.
But no, the partnership we have with our customers is the most important thing, right? Because the world is changing so quickly right now. Like you said, it's really about building the trust, the trusted circles. Like when there's a new development, like OpenClaw drops, am I gonna buy a new solution? That's not really the right way to think about it. And so we really think about the people we partner with. And a lot of it is like software has never been cheaper to build than right now. So all we need is feedback, and then let's keep reorienting to build what our customers need.
Sweet. And for the audience who don't know where Maro are in their journey, what's the plan for this year? Who are Maro in the market at the moment, and what are you looking to do this year? What's your goals and missions?
No, that's an awesome question. So we're relatively new on the market. And we have had long-time design partners right from the very beginning. But from a commercial perspective, we're really looking to grow substantially this year and prove that I think the thing that we built and the way that we built it, what I was talking about earlier with the privacy-first model with these small language models, that's a thing that can be replicable at any organization. And so from my perspective, you asked about customer segment earlier. If you're somebody out there dealing with like a lot of regulation, right, where it's like, you want to be using AI, but we need to make sure that we're compliant vis-a-vis PCI, any new state law that's being created around anti-discrimination, public health information, right? I think Maro is that tool that can keep all that data local to you guys while still helping you adopt new AI tools. So I think my answer is we're looking to grow commercially with progressive-minded folks that that have a mandate and say like, we want to become an AI first company, and we don't want to block our users from doing stuff. And we want a partner that gets that and wants to enable that with us.
Sweet.
I'd like to, wrap it in a nice little bow too. We officially went GA last summer. So
Awesome.
we're actively, generally available, building more and more all the time. We know the meta of AI and AI usage and all the technology out there is literally changing every week. So, it may be pedantic to say, if you have this problem, come talk to us, but you should just come talk to us.
And where can people find you?
So our website is seekmaro.com, but we're also on LinkedIn, very, very active. And then obviously we're out and about at events. We have an event calendar too, if you ever want to meet up in person.
Sweet.
Yeah, you can probably find me in Chinatown in New York.
Well, thank you so much for coming, guys, and enjoy the rest of RSA as well.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, this was awesome.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.